Hi everyone. Hello. I'm back. And message else about that. Hello. How are you doing? We are live. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm gonna try and turn the volume up a bit because I'm broadcasting from a laptop, which is not advisable. Uh, microphone. Right. Okay. Okay. Hello everybody. Q&A. If you want to drop any questions in below, you can. Sorry, it's a bit delayed because I'm using Travelodge Wi-Fi. Little addition to the stream. My little cup. Got my cup of tea. Why not, eh? So, there's a lot of things we can talk about this evening. 1612. You know, there's always a thing like, you don't least expect with people. Um, Sadly, I'm one of these people who have been so stuck into idiotic people, and I've seen it come. Fortunately, there's that many people who grift for money. I've lost track. I really have. And to be honest, I can't believe even now. I'm surprised I even got there. Um, I'm getting pop-ups everywhere. So, can everybody hear me? Um, should be able to hear me. Can everybody hear me? Presumably can. Unless I'm looking at the wrong microphone. Presuming it's the right mic anyways. It's gotta be. Right, okay, that's good. So yeah, I was doing great. Um, just hang about. It's all I can do. I mean, to be honest, if anybody watches this that knows, hey, that knows me, and I've had to go through the last 2.5 years. It's not the greatest, I tell you. If anybody ever is in that situation like me, it's the hardest thing you can ever do. And for me, it hurts my heart every day, I think. Every day I think, why did I meet these people? Why did I associate to them? They're the ones that are completely psychotic and wanting money from me every minute of the day. Now, I give understanding for some of these people, but they'll never ever change. And I mean, to be honest, sadly, that's the part of it that you can never change people like that. Ever since I met my new other half, me and him have been very happy. We're thinking of a lot of things. Me and him have said opening a potential channel. Can't really talk much about a potential channel on here, but I mean, mean, what would really anyone do? No, what can you do? I mean, sadly, the thought of knowing people could grift you for money, take everything you have off you, it's just unreal. I mean, yes, the cost of living crisis, I can really understand situations at the moment. It's bad for a lot of people. And maybe in the past, I maybe have, maybe in the past, I have probably upset so many people. But tough luck, you can't accept rejection. Then what? How are you even surviving? Um, you know, if if I could ever change anything, I would change meeting all these people. Um, I used to do so much gaming. I used to do trade spotting, as you also stout. I've been uploading videos recently, the last sort of couple of months since the last one. I broke up in January 22. We're not getting into that because I'm not giving people satisfaction anyways, because that person's long gone. Um, he can say whatever he likes under the sun and throw it at me and throw it at my family or even my partner. Right? You can do what you hell you like, but don't involve any of the people I know because I can't deal with people like that. I just can't because emotionally it has literally broken me down to the point that people think they can just walk over me like that. It's horrible. It really is. I mean, I never ever really get worked up on a live stream like this, but it's like I got myself away to this part of the country to get away from everybody because I feel like everybody who knows me thinks that I'm a bad person. No way, in any way possible, am I a bad person. I just have bad association to people of the underclass. And I mean, what I mean by, if anybody doesn't know what the underclass is, the underclass is people who are on the benefit system, grifting for money. When you confront them with them looking minging. I mean, as I say, there are people who are, when you tell them straight the point, why if somebody messages you on an app and doesn't have a face picture, they need to show who they are because it could be anybody. I mean, you've got people on there who will be looking, on apps like this, they'll be looking for people who are preying upon young children, which I don't condone in any way possible. Anybody who does that should go, basically, in the words of, go to hell. Because I think they should. But at the end of the day, should be treated with dignity, regardless of the situation. But they have to be put away because of the way that just doesn't. I mean, in my eyes, I am very, very protective. My auntie's just had her baby, and I won't let anybody ever, ever mess with my family again. And I have said that from that day of that baby being born, that I won't let anybody ever near my family again, or even my partner in that sake. I mean, he luckily can manage it himself when it comes to people like that. But for me, I just can't. Every day, I think, is another grift to come along. It's going to be this one and this one. And all these people who bang on about mental health and use the excuse just to get away with things. Just because mental health is a big thing, yes, I understand mental health is a big thing these days. It is. But just because mental health is a problem, which we all need to deal with it, we all know our ways of dealing with it. But unfortunately, some people use that to their advantage to try and even prey upon me. Because I've got mental health issues myself. And mine is severe than people will ever think. Because the people that I've been so drawn to all this time are now gotten rid of. to the point now, I don't miss anything. I don't miss a hell of a lot with them people. I'll let them get on with their lives. As long as they don't bother me, main thing. At the end of the day, everybody who now wants a hookup with anybody doesn't realise that, there's more than meets the eye than just a hookup. There's people who I know who have been best friends for years, for the last couple of years. I've had a friend who lives down here, perfect friends. He's not as the same person as I thought. I still come down and see him, regardless situations and things and anything else going on. I still come down and see him. I make the effort. I make the effort to spend time with people that I closely care about. I mean, my health hasn't been the best either, but struggling along every day. You can only do so much. Really, it's all you do. And I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I just don't know how I survive every day. And all these people who might be watching this live later on or watching it when it's on pre-record may start laughing and think, oh, this is all a put on show. No, it's not. If you actually genuinely know me, whether it's people previous or things like that, you would genuinely know how I feel. I'm also directing this to everybody who I know, and they're very much underclass, that you do realise how much you put on me, how much stress, how much anger, how much upset. Three things you will never ever understand. Because you're all bothered about squabbling along with each other, squabbling around about money, false marriages, false relationships, jumping in and out relationships, bothered with everybody expecting people to be single. That's not how society should be. But unfortunately, it feels like it is. And this society's just gotten worse. Yes, I'm a gay man myself, and I know how it feels. But unfortunately, people cannot go on every day thinking that they rule everything. They don't. And to be honest, I mean, at the moment, with other things, specific people, as an example, specific people grifting for money, use that against me. And when I, as I say, keep things neutral, because I'm not going into details, but when I find out about somebody very, very serious, that I know about somebody, and then they completely throw everything at you to throw the situation out the window, which I'm glad of. I am now a situation away from them people. I don't want anything to do with them all. They can get on with their own lives. That's it. And that is me being neutral. I'm not naming names, not naming people, or anywhere they're based. Anything. Because I'm a better person by just not rising to their level. They can try and communicate with me. They can try and send me a messenger request. They can send me a Facebook request. Even try and follow me on TikTok, like everything I'm doing, as an example, and stalking us, me and my partner. You can try and do that every day, but it will not stop me. And don't even think for a second that if you try and do anything, I am not going to be drawn back to people like that again. Never again. And to be honest, even if people have a plan and try and communicate with me and try and think everything's there, everybody's all back together and all this. No. Not at all, right? Not at all. And that is it. Because I am done hanging around with people like you. Specifically the underclass. Not the people who actually work, make an effort for a living, and actually have got better things to do than sitting and replying to all you who are on the internet. And also, a lot of the steamy queens. I mean, I'm not being horrible to the gay scene at all, or anywhere in Newcastle, because the gay scene's lovely, lovely to go out. But some of the people get drunk, upset, they get angry, they pick on people, they ask for hookups, they keep pestering people, blah, 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 and it's like in their face. I mean, I can understand it's a bar, it's nice on the night out, and I mean it's not as bad as people think. I might think that now, but when I'm actually there with my partner, it's the complete opposite. It is busy, and then people will have a chat with you. And the thing is, though, you might one night have them know they're drunk, no saying shit about you. The next night, they'll just forget about it because the drink just affects them. It's like they just not the same person. So, there we are. But, as I say, I always make a future for myself, try and move on from these people. And obviously, once things are over with things that are happening at the moment, once that's over with, I don't want anything to do with any of them type of people at all. Anybody want money off me? They're not getting it. They want a fake relationship? No. Nobody is taking me away from my partner and my family, or any of my close friends that I still have left. And that is called for. Sorry, my doorbell's going off. Sorry about that. This is just sensing motion back at home. But I am done being with people like that, and that is it. I'm sorry, and I might hurt so many people's feelings about it, but I am done. None. No more people will ever get anywhere close to me. And I mean, as an example, I mean, I'm not going to say like names, but I'm going to say in a certain area of County Durham in Stanley, they are basically kicked off at me over some stupid little petty argument because the boyfriend wanted me to move in with them, which they asked us. Yes, fair enough, they asked us to move in and all that. But as soon as they asked me to move in, they were wanting me to pay half the rent and half the bills. Right? The rent and the bills. Now, come on, they've got 2 kids. The boyfriend and the girlfriend have got 2 kids. Now, they've got a fee for their kids, and they've got a fee for themselves. But no, that person goes and buys a PS5 with advance money from Universal Credit of £800 up to that figure, and goes and expects a PS5, knowing that the girlfriend said you've got your kids to look after. But and then a couple of doors down from there, another set of grifters were straight asking me to take them to some work capability thing, and that I should pretend to be the partner. Now, why should I? And I'll tell you why I still went, why I had to go there. I felt forced. And I was the one that had to go and drop the person off, like take them in to pretend to be somebody else. Now, that is fraudulent activity. And that person has since been reported to the DWP. So they will see what's coming to them at some point. But I don't raise to people's level, I do it the official channels. So which is why I've done it. I've reported it anonymously. I mean, yes, I'm being admitted, and yes, I did report it. But that is it. She has been reported, and that's it. And let the DWP deal with her. Because, yes, there are genuine people. Yes, people do go for work. People are genuine and need it. Because they have a lot of problems. Like now, the stress has got for me to the point where my hair is starting to fall out, which is why I'm having to wear my cap. Because it's to the point where it's gone way too far. I've got bad health problems. I even started vaping with nicotine in it, which is not helping my situation either. And sadly, so is my mental health. It's gone through the roof because of people like them. But that's me rant over for that point. Moving on to some more positivity. The more positivity, even God, I've lost for 6 days. More positivity for the tonight. I'm just come back, like I said, just come back to the hotel room to do a couple of bits and pieces. Obviously, do a quick live, and then I'm going to be going out and have some tea shortly. I'll work out where I'm going to go. I mean, I'm entirely sure where to go at this point. I mean, I might just go to the pub around the corner here for some tea. I mean, it is a bit expensive, but I don't mind paying the price. Unlike a lot of these senior queens and all these underclass will be like, oh, no, we have to get the cheapest meal. Solve that idea. And talking about, I mean, you might have seen the live stream I did back down in Stanley, because that's obviously where I was at the time. They took me on a trip to Shrewsbury, believe it or not. I mean, I'll be truthful about this. They took me to Shrewsbury, thoroughly enjoyed the weekend. However, they, they, for the love of God, they spent a bit of money on me, yes. I mean, I did put my money in my pocket because I paid for the girlfriend and boyfriend's food, and I even was going to pay for the other partner that came as well. I drove us down. You know, I was paying for 3 people, including me. Including me as well as additions of 4 people, but the other 3 being them. But the other partner said, no, I'll pay for mine. So I was like, okay, as you are, because they did pay for us in this Italian place, which was extortionate, but never mind. And while we were away, it was like they were expecting, I didn't put my hand in my pocket. But I did. I made the effort. Because I'm nice like that. I'm not nasty. I'm nice. But unfortunately, people throw it back in your face. And unfortunately, that's what people are like. Can't change people for that, can you? But, I mean, nobody may even join the chat or anything at this point, because it is earlier on in the evening, but as I say, just it's important. I told you about this because I can't stress enough that mental health is a big problem. It is. I must admit, it really is. It's a sad thought that people are using that to an advantage of risking to get money off somebody who's innocent as me, right? I know all the queens will probably turn around and say, oh, I'm vulnerable. No, I am generally classed as extremely vulnerable to people like them. And even the police have even told me that I should keep well away from them and I should be keeping an eye on social media on who I'm talking to, because you just don't know who knows who. The connections are very small. Like my ex-partner, which no names, no relation to anybody. I'm not going to mention names because I'm not raising the satisfaction, as I said before. Just the relevant thing was the next partner. I from January 22. He's been communicating with people he has no right to, but you can't stop them talking. As I say, you can't stop people talking to anyone. But he's going around telling me that I abused him, blah blah blah, but then he knows he's abused me because of severe nerve damage in my back because of it, because of a metal pole. But I'll leave it at that. And then he's obsessed with talking to everybody I've hooked up with, met afterwards, just to prove a point that I'm supposed to be a cheater. But then also I have the messages from me and my dad, like my dad obviously messaging him and saying it was so sad that obviously we broke up and that was it, which is fair enough. But then you were saying he was really upset and he wanted to get his all the support and that. I've got the support now. I've got exactly who I need and who I actually need. Not people like yous. And I'm sad to say that, but this is what society's changed to. Society has gotten worse. And unfortunately, this is it. This, in all honesty, is what society has become. You'll never change these people. And unfortunately, that is it. That is all we are going to be stuck for the rest of our lives. People like that grifting for money here, right, and centre, unless the government do something and try and get people into jobs to try and help them. I mean, yes, I'm not in a job at the moment because of the situation with things with me at the moment. My mental health, I'm having breakdowns every day. Like, even just talk to yourselves now, I'm just managing without getting myself in a hell of a state. because it's not easy. It's not even easy for me to talk on here, because that's why I haven't been uploading much. Because you see, I just don't know. I don't know where to turn. And when people just don't accept rejection, once I've rejected them and I've dumped them and that's it, they still follow everything I'm doing and expect me to retaliate, but I won't, because I learned better than that. I've learned that my family brought me up to never ever retaliate people. Let them get on with it. As long as they don't involve me with anything, that's fine. But if they involve me, that's when the problems arise, and they need to stop it as best as possible. I mean, I'm being really honest and nice about it. I'm not slandering anyone off. I'm just telling the story of it all. I'm keeping it very neutral, because what's the point in raising the people's level? If they just think that I'm antagonizing them all, they think, oh, I'm antagonizing them here, I'm antagonizing them there, blah, blah, blah. No. I've got everything screenshotted of every single chat I've had with any of the people in the Northeast. Right? Anybody. As much as possible, because I won't stand and let people think that they are better than me. And I'm sorry, but that is the full-on truth. Everything from now on, except family messages and close contact. But besides the point, I will always have all the proof there. Because if something happens, if everything goes right, and I have every bit of evidence, nobody can ever argument to it. And that's that. But to other person, like I say, I spend some time down here, enjoy myself, So nice to be back down in the south of England, amazing Stoke. I've got to see my best pal / best bro, what do you want to call him. Yes, he's a bit with his partner, he's getting on it. I mean, everybody's struggling at the moment. But I need friends around. I always need my best of friends who will always stand by me. Fortunately, I've got barely many of them left because of people. But sadly, that's what you learn in life. That's all you can do. This is the type of people you'll have to be stuck around with. I mean, I'm not going to be ever stuck with them anymore. But as I say, that's my piece sorted. So there we are. Leave here on Monday and off to Portsmouth for the week, for a day or two, and then I'm back home, and then from there just plot around and do other stuff now after that, and then just wait to see. As somebody once said, who as someone said, get the popcorn ready because it'll all come out very, very soon. And, karma will come to them who wait. Right? That's all I can say. So, thank you very, very much for watching this live. Nobody really put a Q&As or anything in there, but do feel free to drop the comments in after the live as well. I really appreciate that. I'll try and get back as soon as I can for the responses. Yeah, you can contact me on my socials. I've got Twitter. It's AW Studios. No, AW Productions or AW Production UK or AW Productions UK. Also, I have a business WhatsApp and things and Instagram. I've got a business Instagram. You can find me on Instagram, Alexander Westgate. Or you can also find my other Instagram at GameAbroad1999, as most people know already. And then I don't really use Snapchat, but that's that. But I do appreciate everybody joining the live. That has popped in and out, the live in between. But I hope everybody has a lovely evening this Saturday. And remember, stay safe. Always speak to who's closest to you. And I'll speak to you soon. All right, take care. Bye bye.